This is Hot Mic.
Hot Mic.
On the networks of WDAY.
WDAY.
Here's Dom Izzo.
Welcome back, everybody. Hour 2 of Hot Mic, ready to rock and roll. You're looking at the boys 2A basketball bracket. Officially gets going tomorrow out in the capital city. Bismarck and Davies will start things. Each game separated by 2 hours. You'll see them all on WDAY Extra tomorrow. Here's our TV coverage. The girls will be on WDAY 2 beginning at 1. The boys go at 2 on Extra from the Bismarck Event Center. One of the 8 teams on the boys' side, Bismarck Legacy, back for the first time in a couple years. And I have not had our next guest on in forever, so I really appreciate it and big-time me and say, who's this, when I texted him last night. Bismarck Legacy boys basketball head coach Jason Horner joins us this morning. The Sabers have a matchup with West Fargo coming up tomorrow night. It's great to see you, bud. Congrats on making it back to state. We were just visiting off air of the drama that is on the final day of the WDA, but you made it through, so congratulations.
You got through it, yes. I was telling you off air too, like it's just when I was a younger coach and how much you look forward to this tournament. And now that I said, I think the years of the tournament just kind of stack on top of you. And so just getting out of it is, I don't know. When you walk off that floor for the final game, especially when you get to go to state, man, I can't tell you the relief that you feel. And how proud you are of your kids. But I was joking around, like everybody tells you how much they love the tournament, and I always say the same thing to everybody. I'm glad you like it, because I can tell you 8 guys that are not feeling the same way for 3 days.
Why is it that way? I mean, since I've been covering North Dakota basketball, it's always been that way. Is it just the quality of competition, knowing full well what's at stake? What is the perfect mixture of why it's the way you describe it?
Well, it's the premier event out in the West, I think, every March. And I mean, I would even say, I mean, it's just so entertaining. You got the 2 games going on in the 2 courts. The crowds are unbelievable. Yes. What's at stake is also a big thing of it. And then on top of that, you know, the reality is your season success depends on if you get out of that tournament alive. And I don't think that's fair, because I've seen a lot of teams have great seasons that have a bad weekend or a bad Saturday to go to state. And I've been in there sometimes too, where you feel like you're playing really well and you have a really good team and you're playing your best basketball, and then you just have a clunker at the worst possible time. So all that stuff, man, goes on in your head, and it's 3 days, and the games are, you know, less than 24 hours apart a lot of times. And so you're just trying to get through it, you know.
Sounds a lot like a mid-major, like a summer league basketball tournament. You have one bad game, you might have a great season, and it's done, right?
It's over. You saw it, right? With some of the teams in these tournaments, you're like, well, they're out.
Yeah.
Like it's not. Yeah. It's all the things. It's all the things. And so when you can just get out of there, and now you still want to go into the state tournament, obviously to compete, and there's goals and things like that. But feels more like a reward for the kids and for the team.
That reward is West Fargo, which the Packers had a great year. You saw West Fargo earlier this season. When does the elation leave and all right, now we got to prepare for the top team in the East?
Sunday when you start watching film. I kind of sit down and decompress Saturday. I think I came home before the championship games just because I had to get out of that arena. And, I hadn't seen my wife in 3 days and the kids a lot. So we just came home and grabbed some food and watched the games on TV. And actually probably went for a dog walk at 10 p.m. just to try to calm down and all that stuff. And so you do all that stuff. You wake up Sunday, and actually I had my 2 boys are in travel teams. So I had 6 travel team game tournaments on Sunday to go to and coach 3 of them. And so you start watching film Sunday evening, and now reality sets back in that you have a job yet to do. So getting your team ready for the West Fargo Packers is not an easy job.
The fact you played them, Jace, way back, can you even use that game in December, or you throw that out?
You can use tendencies, and you can use things like that. You can, how they tried to beat you, they're probably going to try to beat you the same way. They didn't have a player. We didn't have Brody Weigel, things like that. Yeah. They're playing better. They're really good defensively right now. We're playing way better defensively. So that stuff, I mean, what happened 3 months ago Nah, because kids change week to week, day to day. So you can play great one on Tuesday and not play well on Friday. So what happened 3 months ago? We throw that out. But you kind of just look at players and their tendencies and things like that.
Give us an overview for people that are going to watch your team for the first time tomorrow. What kind of team you bring to the floor?
Oh, well, it all starts with our center, Johnny Rubidoux. It's about 6'8". I think he's an all-stater, Dom. And I think he's a first-team all-stater, to be honest with you. He's averaging 21 and over 9 a game while getting triple teamed every time he catches the basketball. And leads our team in assists. He was a 3-point line to 3-point line player for a few years. And I tell you what, somewhere in January this year, it was against Minot, our first time, and he decided to go down low and stay down low. And we went on a run. We've been 13-3 since. It starts with him. He's just such a skilled, polished basketball player with a high IQ. And we have guards that are unselfish, guards that understand what their job is to play it through them, but are more than capable of knocking down shots. I feel like we move the basketball really well. We're unselfish. We're always looking for each other. And then we have an underclassman. We have 3 sophomores and that come off the bench. We have a couple of juniors that really contribute and aren't afraid of the moment. So we kind of have a nice blend of everything. We're not overly big outside of Johnny, but I feel like we're athletic. They're coachable and they're intelligent. So it's been a joy watching and just spending every day with these guys. And being a part of watching them grow and accomplish some goals here. So I think people are going to like what they see as far as the effort and things like that. But it's going to be it'll be a fun one on Thursday, that's for sure.
So when Johnny decided to go in the post, is that more a reflection of like, all right, he figuring out like, hey, I'm pretty good down here, that maybe I'm unstoppable, give me the ball, and like he just figured it out?
Yeah. I was thinking about putting some dollar bills down there or something to give him some incentive, or was doing something. But you just have the message for him, and it was going in spurts where he would be doing it, and then and then he would kind of be around the 3-point line. But we were down against Minot that first game, and he went down there and became a force. And willed us to win. And then it happened against Mandan as well, and then you go through the WDA again, and then you're playing like Bismarck. He had 30 on Bismarck. He had 25 on Century. And then in the WDA tournament, teams start taking him away, and now he has 5 assists in a half because he's getting triple teamed, and our guards are spacing and diving and things like that. So it's just he understands that it starts with him. He commands all the attention. If they want to go one-on-one, he's going to score. He's going to draw fouls. And then if they double team, we have guys that know where to present themselves to get the basketball for him. And so it's just it's a combination of everything. And it started with him being coachable and figuring it out.
This is your 5th trip to state. I distinctly remember talking to you. You made it for the first time, how big a deal that was. Describe this one and just what makes them each time different of making it to the state tournament.
Well, it's hard.
Yeah.
And people have no idea how hard this is. Yes, 4 teams get to go, but you have 8 teams in that tournament that are quality, with quality basketball coaches. And a lot can happen on that Civic Center floor. I've seen a lot of weird games. And when you're dealing with kids too, it's just the unknown. So the first time we made it, I think we were just happy to be there. We ended up winning a game in the state tournament that year, which was great. But I think the expectations grow a little bit each year when you get there, and I know our kids right now you don't feel this sense of being content right now. So I think they're ready to compete tomorrow.
How much though, playing regularly in the WDA, does that make state almost easier? The fact you went up against these teams, not to say the East teams are easy, but man, the grind of playing every single night in the WDA, it's got to wear on you too.
Well, it does. Yeah, it's a grind. You're playing twice a week for 12 weeks. And so it's the competition
right.
and how physical the league has become out here. The East is they're more than capable teams out in play that could play out here. I mean, I think West Fargo, I know Coach Palczewski really well. He's a good friend of mine. So much respect for him. I've told our kids and our staff has said they remind us of a West team as far as how physical they are, how they defend, how they rebound, the core values of his program. It's going to be a physical basketball game tomorrow night. So yeah, but we're hoping that what we went through for these 3 months is going to have us prepare for tomorrow.
Now, you've played, I know in that early game, you got the 6 o'clock one. Does that suit you? Like, hey, that's a normal time that we usually play basketball tomorrow?
Well, now that I'm older, I like the early games because it gives me a chance to go to bed. The later the games, the later I'm up. So I don't like being up that.
I hear you.
No, I like the 6 o'clock one. That's perfect. You can kind of come in and get a sense of the tournament atmosphere and soak in a little bit. And enjoy that, and then you can still enjoy a game afterwards, and stuff like that. So I think the 6 o'clock game is the perfect time.
So obviously the event center is fantastic, and it will be packed. I know we were just talking about the WDA, but it seems to me that people flock there. It's the best site for it. What makes it so? The WDA is one thing, but for state, if it's the state A in the old days or the state B coming there, it just, what is it about it that makes it such a, people want to flock and be there for basketball?
I just think the layout and how on top the fans are and how close they are to the floor, how loud it gets in there. I think the lighting, it's the noise, it's the atmosphere, it's having just a short walk to go watch another game so man, I don't know. It's all the things combined, but whatever it is, it's magic. That's for sure.
There's no doubt about it. Looking forward to the games getting going at 2 o'clock tomorrow. Now with the schedule being a little bit different, you have a chance to play a few more East teams. You like that? Is there a chance for more of that going forward in non-conference, you think, in future years down the road?
Are you asking like the three non-conference teams we have?
For WDA and EDC to maybe play a little bit more.
Yeah, I like playing them. I like seeing what the East has to offer. I like opening up, going out to Fargo or having Fargo come to our place for sure. And I like a lot of the the East coaches as well. So it's good to see those guys, see what teams they have, and then just kind of follow them throughout the year as well. So I'd rather play an East team, I think, than an out-of-state team. That's just my opinion. But it also kind of gives you just kind of a preview of what you need to work on because the coaches are so good out there that it's an eye-opener of things that you need to get better at that first weekend.
So how odd was it this year to not have Winchesky around in Minot? How different was that?
Well, it's different. it's for sure. I mean, I talk to Dean all the time. He's one of my best friends, and I sure miss him. I don't miss being down 15 to him,
right?
Yes, all the time. He's a legend, right?
Yes.
And Jeremy Brandt. I mean, that's a guy that came in and that he's a legend too.
Yep.
So it's not like there was a drop off by any means as far as that. But it's hard coaching against your friends too because you're both competitive and things like that. But you also are hopefully mature enough to understand that it's just a game and stuff. But it was definitely different not having him in the West this year.
Tell me about what's going to take for you guys to win tomorrow, and just give me your best coach speak on how you guys going to beat West Fargo to make it to the semifinals.
Well, I'll say what I say every game is that you have to take care of the basketball and you have to rebound the basketball. You can't give good teams like West Fargo multiple chances to score. So you have to limit possessions, and you can't have empty possessions. And so that's the big thing, in my opinion. Getting down into details a little bit more, we're going to have to guard the basketball and be physical with their two guards they are legit talents. They have big guys that run the floor hard, that rebound, that are physical, set good screens. They run a lot of stuff through those guards and the posts. We're just going to have to be physical and chest drives and not allow as much dribble penetration as we did the first game. And then we're going to have to try our best to not give second chances like we did the first game. So, I mean, the formula kind of stays the same no matter who you're playing. It's just a little bit different depending on personnel, but you're always trying to do the same thing.
Is tonight a restless night, or you actually get some sleep that you're there? Or is this a sleepless night tonight?
I'll probably fall asleep, but I'll probably wake up pretty early. I think that's what happened last Thursday. You go to bed and then all of a sudden it's 4:30 and you're wide awake thinking about everything that you probably should have done in practice that week. And so, so no, it's funny because I was talking to my wife. I'm like, we've been through so many of these tournaments, and each one feels, it feels like you're going through it for the first time sometimes, and so you still have the nerves, you still have the juice and all those things. So I think that's a good sign, right? I mean, you still are competitive and have the spirit to go down there and go play. So I'd rather wake up ready to go than not.
Hey, if you're not having all of that, it's probably time to get out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's great to see you, bud. Thanks so much for doing this. Good luck tomorrow, okay?
Appreciate you, Dom. Thanks.
Good to see you, man. There he goes. Jason Horner, head coach of the Bismarck Legacy Boys. The Sabers have West Fargo tomorrow at 6. That's part of our all-day coverage on WDAY Extra of the AA tournament in Bismarck. Again, a reminder, the girls' games will start at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Those games are going to be on WDAY 2. The boys' games, exclusive on Extra, starting at 2 o'clock tomorrow. And you can stream everything as well on WDAY Plus. So we look forward to the open day of the AA. It's still the State A to me, or the Super A, as we used to call it. But now in year 3 of this 3-class system, it is the 2A tournament. And the event center is elite. It's one of my favorite stops. When we've done the show out there, always have a blast, and looking forward to seeing our coverage get going tomorrow from Bismarck. Let's break. We come back. We'll get a few emails in here and catch up on a couple other things happening around the world of sports. Todd Phelps coming up from NDSU at about 10:35. Back on Hot Mic right after this.